Sandy Neck will host a controlled deer hunt. The town of Barnstable is looking for experienced plow drivers, and we learn all about the upcoming scallop season that opens November 1st. All of this on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Friday, October 30th, 2015. I'm Sarah Mantle. Those interested in participating in the controlled deer hunt on Sandy Neck must attend a forum prior to the hunt. Hunters are invited to the Centerville Recreation Building on Wednesday, November 18th to learn the special regulations and requirements of the hunt. The archery meeting begins at 6 and the primitive firearms meeting begins at 7. The archery hunt will be November 23rd through the 28th or until 6 deer have been taken, whichever comes first. Primitive firearms hunting will be November 30th through December 5th or until 6 deer have been taken, whichever comes first. For more information, call 508-790-6272. If you're an experienced plow driver looking for work this winter, you might want to consider joining up with the town of Barnstable. The Department of Public Works is looking for experienced drivers to help with snow and ice operations this winter. The town has increased its pay rates and is offering an early sign-on bonus to those who submit complete applications by November 15th. For more information, visit the town's website. Scallop season opens November 1st. To learn more about that and some other topics, Barnstable This Morning host Sarah Colvin talks with Natural Resource Supervisor Doug Caldwell.
Got a lot of topics to talk about. Let's start with talking about some of the opening seasons for scallops, oysters, etc. What do we have coming down the pike?
Yeah, November 1st, the scallop season opens every year. And we have a couple of pilot projects with scallops the last couple of years. And it does open for recreational on the 1st and for commercial fishery on the 2nd of November. I wouldn't say there's a lot out there, but we've had a couple of pilot programs in the last 2 years to try to get them to come back because it's a very popular commodity. And secondly, oysters open at Scudder Lane, and because that's a very, very popular place to go. And it'll open on Wednesday, the 4th of November. The tide's around 11:30 in the morning, and it's usually a very well-received thing. And it'll stay open probably. Last year stayed open until the end of April, for April 1st, because that's when we have to close it because we had a tremendous amount. But from this last winter, the storms were so catastrophic that a lot of the vendors we buy from, they lost a lot of the sizable oysters we usually buy.
Right.
And saying that, this year we have probably 200,000 singles on the bottom to the left of Scudder Lane, but there are quite a few in cages still that I have not reached the 3-inch minimum size. So I would urge people to, if they are shellfishing, to make sure they measure properly, because there's some really close and there's some, you know, 3 or 4 inches, but there's a lot of them that are just under 3 inches, so you have to be careful.
And we did lose a lot of them last year, correct?
Oh, tremendous. And the growers in the harbor where we get some of our oysters, they had a tremendous loss. And there's some days they come in with their 26-foot Carolina skiffs full of dead oysters. They're cleaning off the grants for replanting.
Indeed. So that's opening on November 4th, a great time. You don't have to get up too early. You don't have to stay out too late. It's a good, nice midday, so I think it'll be nice and busy. What for maybe first-timers, what do people need to know about recreational shellfishing? I know there's some day parameters that you can only do it on certain days.
Well, you can shellfish in Barnstable Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. And saying that, Wednesday and Saturday is the same week, so if you have a function on a weekend, say for a football game, and the tides are right, you could go Saturday and Sunday because they're different weeks.
Different weeks.
And this year we're allowing the oysters, as we traditionally do, a half a peck in the beginning. And we'll see how it goes in the season. And we have lengthened it increased it to a full peck during the season.
Absolutely. And you do obviously need your shellfishing license.
Oh, you need a shellfish license, and you need probably this year, if you have higher waders, because it's a high low tide on Wednesday. It's not an average tide, it's higher than normal for a low tide, so you'll be in some water. Some days you can go there, and if the tide's right, you can almost get them in sneakers.
Right.
It won't be the case this Wednesday.
Okay, good to know. Duly noted. I want to go back and talk about the scallop season just briefly. Where are the places in town where you can find those scallops?
Well, we put some pilot projects in places that have been traditionally well for scallops. Katuah Bay, West Bay, Seaport River, and we've tried these things in Hyannis also because there's a substantial amount of eelgrass in Hyannis. And we haven't seen many of Calmus Beach and Hyannis, but in the last storm we had, quite a few blew in the seaweed, so we really don't know where they came from, but we didn't see them prior to that. So.
Great, we'll keep an eye out for that.
Yes.
Coming up November 12th is one of the events that we always like to come cover, and that's the volunteer party. So let's talk a little bit about that. And I know the volunteers play such a huge role in the shellfish program here in Barnstable.
It's just our way of thanking the tremendous volunteers we have. Probably have, 75 to 100 on different years. And many of them help us out tremendously with all the stuff we have to do. Because this town has a great staff, and they propagate a lot of shellfish, and we need a lot of hands to take them out of the flupsy in the field. And it's just, next year we're going to probably grow 1 million quahogs in the flupsy.
Wow.
And when they get to a certain size, they have to be field planted, and these people do a tremendous job. I mean, we can't thank them enough, actually, and this is sort of a small way to thank them for all their efforts. So it's really good.
Absolutely, and that's taking place.
I mean, it's a
on
nice
November.
spread on 14th.
The 12th.
12th of
Yeah.
November, yeah.
Yes, I always love to
Oh,
go
it's
there.
a nice time. I agree.
Everyone kind of contributes. You've got the raw oysters, you've got oyster dishes, cakes, and all that stuff is wonderful.
Absolutely.
So anything else, Doug, about shellfishing here in town that you want to let us know about?
Well, there are different places that are opening November 1st, and I would recommend that people check the website for those openings. It's like Pirates Cove in Katuah Bay, and Bay Street in Ossipple is going to open November 1st, and it's primarily quahogs there. And there are a few other areas opening up, but I would probably check the website to get a better handle on exactly which ones are opening.
Great. Can we talk, Doug, a little bit about hunting? I know that there are several hunting seasons. We had in our newscast today information about the stocked deer hunt, but pheasants are being stocked out on Sandy Neck too. So what are the various hunting seasons that we have here in town?
Well, right now, the pheasant season, upland game, which includes pheasants, quail, rabbits, grouse, opens the 19th of October. It'll run through the end of Thanksgiving, well, near Thanksgiving. And we purchase we get them from the state in Bourne, and we release them on Sandy Neck and then in the West Barnstable Conservation Area every Friday and Monday. And the hunters can go out, and they're allowed to take 2 pheasants per day, either sex. And it's a popular program. There's a lot of people out there, but one thing to point out, that for safety you must wear a hunter orange hat to be seen, obviously. And in line with that, the turkey season is on right now as far as the town goes. And it started also on October 19th and runs through probably the 28th of November. And also there's the deer archery season, which started the 19th of October, and it'll go through the 30th of November. So other than all the shellfish issues we have numerous other ones in the hunting field.
Absolutely.
We have to monitor too.
And I feel like that's something, at least for my frame of reference, something I really don't think about a lot is the hunting opportunities here in the town of Barnstable. But certainly there are, and of course you mentioned West Barnstable Conservation Area. Are all conservation areas? Are you allowed to hunt in all of them? Or are there some areas that you can't?
There are 4 or 5 but it's probably 6,000 acres, and there's 4 or 5 that you cannot hunt. There's Whalen and Conant property down by the West Barnstable Fire Station, Long Pond off of Newtown Road. And the places you really can't hunt, it's pretty obvious because there's houses really close by. But they are listed. I don't have the list with me right now, but there's probably 5 that you cannot hunt on. But West Barnstable itself has probably 1,200 acres in there. And it's popular, but we like to put the word out for people to recognize when hunting seasons are, because they like to walk their dogs or jog or bicycle.
And you can get details about scallop season, oyster season, and other topics by visiting the town's website and clicking through to the Marine and Environmental Affairs Department. Well, be sure to tune in to our hour-long news program, Barnstable This Morning, weekdays at 7 a.m. On Monday's show, we will chat with Town Manager Tom Lynch, Interim Superintendent of Schools Bill Butler, plus we'll have all the news and information you need. For Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Mannel.